Good afternoon, Babadanji.
Good afternoon.
What are you going to tell us today?
Today I'm going to talk about Godrealization. Godrealization in the Hindu tradition is unity with God. It's different in the Hindu tradition, different forms of that. There's the Advaita, which believes that unity with God is a blanking out in God. There is Kashmir Shaivism, which believes that unity with God is consciousness in God, awareness in God, because God is eternally aware, so the person has consciousness, has chitti, so they're aware. There is various paths that believes you have a relationship of subject and object with God, the Dvaita and the Vishtadvaita, and they believe that you could never merge in God completely, that you have a subject and object relationship with God. You can see God, you can't merge with him. In patristics, Theosis is the blessing and the grace where the person merges in God, and the early church fathers. But the experience, these are academic, these terminologies. The actual experience of God-realization is where a person develops a subject and object relationship with God, and then eventually merges, as Meister Eckhart puts it, in the ground of being. A person in God-realization actually merges in God, and then is constantly one with God in a synthesized relationship, where they don't lose themselves. They have the merging, which is when they lose themselves, but when they come back, they have the synthesis, they have the experience of the God-realization, and they have the experience of their individual mind and their individuality, and their Atman. It's a synthesis of the two. For me, that's the experience. Merging, and then the coming back to teach. The only reason why a person comes back from God is because God asks them to teach, to inspire people. There is a real experience of heaven. There is a real experience. It's just not academic. It's just not speculation. There is a real experience of God realization. There is an absolute God, because I've seen him and I've merged in him. So that's me now witnessing to God realization and being a martyr. Because in the Christian condition it's called being a martyr. The God-realized person witnesses to God, and then he is martyred because people object to that experience that he's having of God. So we're talking about God-realization, theosis from the patristics, tradition of the early church fathers, and martyrdom, where the person is now a living tradition of God-realization, which is then attacked. He's not here to do anything other than to witness to God. He's not here to set up a business. He's not here to have huge ashrams like 5-star hotels. It's a ridiculous idea that a person who is a witness to God would be interested in having 5-star hotel ashrams or 5-star hotel anything's luxury. Ridiculous. He's here to witness to the God in the heart, God in heaven, the absolute God. That's his purpose. He's not here to have scandals, sexual scandals. He's here in that purity of heart to witness to God. And that, for me, is God realization.